this is a pair that I bought in 2022, and it's probably at the height of Travis Scott hype, really. And the trainers are kind of like, if you can see, they're branded as like Cactus.us Corporation, so it's supposed to be a, I suppose, a sub brand of Travis Scott, or maybe it was meant to be his brand. But I think because this collab didn't do that well, it was okay, like it did pretty well. But I think the Air Max 1 in general had its time, and basically these sort of I wouldn't say like were unsuccessful, but they were obviously more successful than the Trainer 1, but not to the level of a Jordan 1 Low, for example. But this pair is still clean. I thought out of the two versions, or the three of the versions, the Friends and Family one and the Baroque Brown version and the Saturn Gold, I actually think this one is the nicer one, in my opinion. And like I said, it just comes with a very sort of standard box, and it's got the Cactus Jack written on the side. That's what people look for. But the trainer themselves, I had to grab them on the resale market because it was back in sort of 2022. But I actually really like these, and I like the colorway as well. And basically, you can see like the different take of the Air Max silhouette, and I like the fact that he sort of changed it up. And you've got kind of slightly different hits, and it's giving it slightly more trail vibes to it, because obviously with these type of laces, the rope type laces, and I think they're reflective as well. And then you've got this almost like jewel kind of swoosh with the pattern on there, as you can see that, and that's quite a cool touch, because you normally don't see stuff like that, and it probably takes a long time to produce that as well, I imagine. And then you've got these sort of hook loops on the trainer itself to kind of help you sort of keep you locked in place as well, which is another different type of vibe compared to a standard Air Max. So I like the fact that they kind of put different touches on this sneaker. As far as I know, there's no stash pocket in these, but that's usually a trademark for Travis Scott sneakers as well. And I like this little Nike logo on the back. It's like a flag shaped logo, and then you got this, I don't know if it's not really doing probably much really, but you've got this strap going around the heel as well. It's just more for sort of aesthetics reasons. And then you've got the swoosh on this side, which is a standard sort of Nike swoosh, but it's still got this kind of jewel-like effect to it. And I also like the fact that they've kind of blacked out the Air Max unit as well, and usually that's like a highlight for me, but I actually think it works on this particular trainer because it being in sort of monotone colour. And also the outsole as well, they've done a lot of work there as well, so you can see like it's got the Cactus Corporation logo on there, and then the traction pattern is slightly different to a standard Air Max, so they've put a lot of effort into this to kind of make it different. However, the only issue that I have is it feels the same on foot, so it feels the same as any other sort of Air Max 1. And I think if they had the opportunity and they made so many changes, they should have just done changes to that as well. And the final thing I was going to sort of mention is the ankle collar around here, like the padding is slightly different. It feels more like a Nike SB, and that's nice as well. That's a nice touch that they've done. But other than that, it's a cool, I think it's a really cool sneaker, and it's probably one that I'm going to start to wear soon actually. But yeah, it's definitely a cool one. So here are the details for the Nike Air Max 1 Cactus Jack Travis Scott Satin Gold. It comes in a Satin Gold, Tea Tree and Mist and Tent colourway. And this has a polyurethane cup sole with an airbag in the heel. And it's primarily made up of sort of mesh and leather, and I think it's suede or nubuck kind of material. And the price on these is £145. So with the comfort and sizing, these have a medium to firm sole, and they can get sort of fatiguing if you're wearing them all day. And it's at the end of the day, it's the same as any other sort of Air Max 1 of that ilk. And because of the elevated heel as well, it can sort of cause tension on your forefoot. But it's not like it's uncomfortable, but I think after wearing them all day, you will feel a bit more fatigued than wearing a newer, more modern silhouette. And I think you can go true to size on these as well, because the fact that Air Max 1s usually have sort of a wider silhouette anyway, you should be fine. But I tend to just go up half size because I just have a bit of a wide foot, and I like just that extra bit of space. And I feel that the sole is, even though this one has a slightly changed up outsole, it's still pretty much the same as any other Air Max 1, and therefore not very good for wet conditions. So with the look and style, this one's got a sort of monotone colour blocking compared to the other two, which was the Friends and Family version and the Baroque brown pair. But for me, this one I think wins and is a lot nicer because of the fact that usually I'm not a fan of like too much or monotone colour blocking, but with this one I think it works because of the satin gold colour. And then you've got the hits of sort of the brownish tea tree type colour on there as well. And I think this is a good one to wear sort of spring, summertime. I think in the autumn, winter you probably ruin them because the satin gold's quite a bright colour. So yeah, for me I wouldn't really be wearing them at that time. It's more for spring, summer. And I think these ones, because of the Air Max 1 being a classic now, and it's one of those ones that you can sort of dress up smart, and this one in particular, even though it's got sort of trail sort of sneaker vibes as well, I feel like you can get away with dressing up sort of slightly on the smarter side as well with this pair, and it'll still look good. And because it's one of those sort of niche silhouettes as well by Travis Scott, that people will kind of give you the nod as well, I guess. And it comes with the sort of brown sort of trail-like laces, which are sort of rope-like laces, but you could also just put into regular brown laces and also sail, and I think you get a pair with it anyway, like a greyish, brownish colour. So with the final thoughts, I like the unique colourway with this one. I think it looks really, really nice, and in my opinion, I think it's the best out of the three that released. And I like the fact that they've updated the silhouette to not just be a standard Air Max 1, and it's got enough difference in there to make it, a completely, not a completely different sneaker, but a nicer version of an Air Max 1 as well, like a different version. And I also like the beads on there as well, so the swoosh design on there, which is backwards swoosh, does have like that bead effect going on, and it just looks cool. It just gives it a kind of unique look as well, which you don't normally see on sneakers. And with the cons, I think the price is probably a little bit too high, but it's not like a bad. And also the comfort level is the same as any other Air Max 1, so you don't expect it to premium comfort. And the colourway probably isn't for everyone, so I know with this one it's more of a sort of goldy, sort of yellow colour, and it may not be for everyone, and usually I'm not a fan of these either, but I think with this one it works in my opinion. So with the ratings, I give the look and style for this one a 5 out of 5. I think it's a really cool looking sneaker, and like I said, they've just done enough on here to make it look different, especially on the upper, and not so much the lower portion of the sneaker, but you can tell that it is a Travis Scott sneaker at the end of the day. It's got his signature all over it. And with the comfort, it's the same as any other Air Max 1, so I can't really give too much on that. It's pretty much exact. And the quality, I'm going to give that a 5 as well. I think it's made up of nice materials. The beads, that takes a long time to get that done and working, and having it sort of on multiple shoes, and also the outsole having a slightly different design as well. And then to make it look a bit more like a trail sneaker, looks really cool and a bit more sort of rugged than an Air Max 1 usually I think has a more sort of sophisticated look, so they've kind of sort of tailored this to be more in line with, I suppose, the Travis Scott look. And the pricing, I'll give it a 5 as well. I think even though I sort of say the costs are too high, but with this one, it's one of those ones where you're going to be paying a premium, so if you can hit them for retail, then I think it's worth it. And overall, I give it a 5 out of 5, so I think it's a really nice sneaker, and one of the ones that I feel is kind of underrated, I suppose, for a Travis Scott sneaker, because usually it's more about the Jordan 1s, and I think this one is still a very good sneaker, and especially if an Air Max 1 sort of fanatic, you'll probably be all over this anyway.